Okay, hello. Welcome back to the stream of making Jedi Knight chat application. The plan for today is to make basic chat walking. That means at first I'll start with making just displaying chat, and if it doesn't take much time, then I'll also add some input block with the actual sending a message. But for now we'll try to just display messages. So for this we need to open our JK client project and walk a bit with this. Yeah, I also wanted to replace encodings, and I wanted to do this with the initialization of encodings. As yesterday I found out, the most proper encoding is Windows 12.52, and I'm gonna set that as a property, as global property in the common project. I think then I have to make this public, so it's available not in JK client, it will also be available in JKChat core project, because JK client is referenced in JKChat core project, and all public all fields, classes, just elements marked as public will be available in chat core. If it's internal, then it won't be visible here, but it will be visible across all other classes inside this assembly. So I'll make it public so it's available in JKChat core, but I'll replace all public as internal here, because we shouldn't access some game related fields, constants, functions, because JK client is supposed to be a black box for JKChat core, so we have to hide as much as possible, and so I use internal keyword to hide as much as possible. I use public to give some public access to some special fields properties. So yeah, let's replace with internal. Replace next. Yeah, and I'm gonna add now encoding, global encoding, and it's the only property that's gonna be public. I think, yeah. Yeah, public static, since a static class, so every field, every class, every just every element of that class is supposed to be static or const. So they are just initialized just once and never changed. It's some like helper class. Encoding. And encoding is defined in system text, and it's encoding data type, and it will also have encoding property name. And since I want it to be available for setting and getting, so I'll just set get and set properties. If I wanted to initialize it only inside this class, then I would use private or protected or internal or something. But I want it to be available everywhere, from everywhere. I mean setting that value for this property. So, and yeah, let's set some default value, like, yeah, let's set default value in public. It's not public, just static common static common, yeah, in static constructor. Encoding equals encoding. How I used it. Find encoding. Get encoding. Let's just copy. Get encoding like this. And now I have to replace this common encoding everywhere. Let's just use global replacing files, so it will be like replacing ASCII with the common encoding. Replace all. Okay, and one replacement in message. Where's message? Oh, what? What's that? It's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Why those are fucked up? Weird. But okay. And one encoding in message. Yeah, message. This And in future I'll add settings to JKChat settings page, and there will be option to change encoding in case some will want to use like Russian, Cyrillic, I mean, some Eastern European, Western European, and Polish, Czech, etc. So it will be an option to change. So yeah, let's save everything. Now I need to make an interface. I need to at first, where is server browser? Here I created a run function that I use to start server browser. It endlessly running, so getting packet and just processing packet in packet event, and only works with info response and get service response. So server browser works like a Jedi Knight client, but it only works to get server information and or refresh server information. I haven't used refresh. So here I used run. I'll replace run with the start. It will be public void start. And this will task run, and this will be actual task, what the fuck, task run, and it will be the actual starting point for this and a starting point for server browser. Task continuation options. Only on failure, yeah? Only on faulted. Yeah. So if any exception here appears here, then we'll just then we have to make an interface like okay, it has to be, I guess I'll define it in net client. Okay, let's create some our own exception method, like Add new item. And if any exception, internal exception any internal exception happens, then we will throw our own JK client exception, and it will have some more informative data for JKChat core. So yeah, let's create it. It will be public. It will be exception. And we probably have to create some okay, let's not make anything for now. We'll just throw it as is. We'll just use the same information that a regular exception provides. But maybe for future I'll add some error codes, maybe some special error messages predefined. Yeah. And I need to Google if I can. Oh, so many Googling from yesterday while I am in task. As you can see, when I call start, it calls task run. That means this function run will be run on the ground. It will be run simultaneously with everything else. So it's like creating a parallel walk. So it will run parallelly, and if any exception here's inside this, then this task will continue with another task, and it will continue only on faulted, so only when exception is thrown. But if any exception is thrown and I don't do this continue with, then it will be silently thrown. I will never know any error happened. So I have to catch that error, because task, since they are run as an extra job, they run on some background, either on background threads, depends on implementation of task run, or maybe some special parallel job, some scheduling job, etc. And if exception here is inside any task, then we will never know it happened. And there is an option to actually catch such an error using continue with. But even if we even if we throw exception here, then it will be also silent or not. I need to know. What? Oh, I have to probably use C#. I need to just use the wait, really? Okay, let's try. Literally try. And catch. Catch exception. I think I can throw from continue with. Okay, let's get back from my previous solution and just throw new JKChat exception. Oh, JK throw new JK client exception. And it's initialized with exception. No? Oh, I need to create a constructor. Constructor will also be internal. So it's invisible. So we cannot create an exception from other than from the JK client. And here we will initialize it with base constructor. I cannot initialize exception with another exception. Inner exception. Okay. Let's just make it string empty. I don't know. Okay, let's go with string empty and then we will try something else in the future. Is it fine? It's fine. Also we'll make internal JK client exception constructor. Maybe it's even private, so it's not accessible. Even the default constructor won't be accessible in other files, in other classes, only inside the exception itself. So and if any code from this assembly needs to use JKClient exception, they only can use this option to create an exception. So let's back to this place, and yeah, throw an exception based on another exception. Okay, start, and then we will this one private. And back to server list. Oh, we also have to mark. We have to make a field, a property, public property about state of public boolean started. If we already started, it will be publicly accessed, and we can set the status only inside server browser. So once it's started, we'll mark it. If it already started, then we can just return, or to be more informative, we can just throw an exception that why are you starting again. But for now, let's just return. And if it fails, then it's not started anymore. Seems good now. And, oh, unreachable code. Yeah, it's because if we throw an exception, then it blocks execution of code after this exception. So if some code is placed after exception, then it's never reached, because that exception will be thrown and cached somewhere, and next execution won't exist. So yeah, we probably need to make some cleaning here as well, like cleaning global servers, something else. Yeah, task completion source. That's what I actually came here for in the beginning. Let's name it a bit more informative. We use this when we get new list, so it will be task completion source task completion source get no let's call it get list task no get list task completion source. And we'll also we'll make refresh list task completion source, because we have get new list and have refresh list. But we are not working with the refresh list now, and we'll leave it for later. It's just extra job, and it's not a plan for today. So I came back to here because we have some get newlist logic, and we also have to copy this logic to JK client connect function. So we'll also have to make a start. Start function. Start public void start. So we'll just make the client start running, and instead of doing this on connect like I did before, I'll just use it here. Task run, continue with, and throw new JK client exception. Also, let's put a breakpoint if it actually happens here. Let's get back to server browser and format it the same. Yeah, let's also have some started. It's so many copy pasting. Then let's define this in net client. It will be, let's get back. Net client started. We'll have some private protected abstract void, no task, yes, task, run. Yeah, and that start will be public. Yeah, unfolded. And so get back to server. Let me explain a bit. Net client. Private protected means I disagree with that naming, but what that means is since that net client is public, then it will be accessible in JKChat core, that class. But we don't want some fields, methods be accessible in JKChat core. Then we can make them private, but we don't want them to make them private because we want to make them accessible in inherited classes. Because it's abstract class, we have to inherit from net class, like server browser inherits from net class, net client, and implements since it's abstract, then it have to implement those methods. So every class that inherits from net client, since it's abstract, it will implement this and this methods. And since we want them to be accessible in inherited classes, but we don't want them to be accessible in all referenced project like JKChat core, then we have to make them private protected. So they are accessible in inherited classes, but they're not accessible in JKChat core. I would actually call it internal protected, but internal protected already has another definition. I don't remember, I need to look at the documentation, but since internal protected already used, then they went with private protected. So I moved some start function to here, and it defines started. So all those that property and that method will be accessible in JKChat core. So any class that inherit from net client will also make started and start accessible. And we here define a run, and any inherited class will from net client will use that run function, and that run function will be called here. If we don't define it here, then it will say an error because it doesn't know what to use. But it doesn't have implementation. Some functions like this may have implementation, and that's the main difference between abstract class and interface. Interface cannot have some definitions of functions, and so since it's abstract, then it has to have at least one abstract property, abstract method, something that have to be implemented. So any inherited class will implement this. And get back to server browser that implements net client. It says that it does not implement net client run, but we can see it implements. It actually not implemented. It's hiding. Yeah, it says it hides inherited member net client run. Why it hides? Because it doesn't have the same accessibility keywords like this packet event that net client declares packet event, and server browser implements packet event, but it implements using the same keywords like private protected. So we'll have to use this here as well, and then it will say it's implemented, yeah, and then we see no errors here. So, and back to JK client. Let's just put it in the beginning so I won't spend time searching it on the top. So start is also implemented. JK client also inherits from net client, and it defines start, so we don't need to define it here. And we also don't need, we also have to put proper accessibility keywords for run, so as I did for bucket event as well. And get bucket, send command, check for a send. Oops. Set time, status. Yeah, all of those functions check check current connection status, and they won't do anything because when we start we have connection status disconnected. So all of those won't do anything. That task will be started, it will go into endless loop, but it won't do anything. It will try to get some packets from the network, but they won't get any packet because it will try to call receive from, it will throw exception, and it won't receive any data. By the way, I catch a socket exception. It means then I will catch any network related exception. If it will throw another kind of exception, then global exception will happen, and net client will eventually catch this exception and translate it to this, and we will throw this globally. So yeah, and now get back to connect. It's publicly accessed, and all this does is yeah, we send some address to connect. We just resolve server address. It's sent either as a DNS or IP. It will be resolved here. If it doesn't resolve, it will be null and nothing happens. Probably need to throw exception, but for now, yeah, let's throw an exception like couldn't connect. Oh, throw new. I think I could just like couldn't co I need to steal some messages from, and it's connect F, I think. Connect F. It tries to resolve. Let's server address. Okay, let's do the same. But server address. And let's actually no. It will be then some withdrawn and internal JK client exception that accepts string exception or a string message base message, yeah, but server address. And if it's not bad, then we set status connecting status and set some initialized values. So yeah, cancellation token source. Where is defined? Is it even used? I think it's not used. It's supposed to be, you know where? It's supposed to be in net system. It's supposed to be when we run this, when we want to manually cancel it, cancellation token source. Yeah, so we start some task and we send cancellation token source, and we can call cancel command in cancellation token source. Then this task will be cancelled. What? Task run. Oh yeah, cancellation token source and token. Yeah. We send a token and then we need to define some we have defined start, then we have to define stop. And if this not started, client exception. Net client cannot stop net client when it's not started. Actually, net client is already started. So, and it will be just JK client alright, actually implemented stop but in wrong place. Yeah, then we cancel this and set this started false. And when we disconnect, we don't need to stop, we just disconnect, but the client is supposed to keep running. Okay, so I think, yeah, I just made connect to set status. It's better to set status the last, because once it sets status, then this endless loop will be in this function, and this function will be the first entry point when it will set challenge with status connection, and once it receive a challenge, it will set status to challenging, and that will start us to actually connecting. So I also created name public field. When you can change name, your player name. And I need to create a special event for catching server commands, and we'll catch all server commands, and we will only parse chat server commands. So server commands will be executed here, but there are two ways of doing this. For today I will do this here, but we also handle server command in JK client parse, where we parse command string, then we immediately get that command, and we can execute it right here, right now. Tech uses this method to parse command string and execute a server command, and then after it's executed, he ignores next parsing. So his demo bot is a bit optimized. Mine is not. It processes all the data that received from server. It processes snapshots, etc. And while it's processing snapshots, it synchronizes server commands with the snapshots, server number commands, and once they're in sync, then it will actually execute. So it's like it happens in game. So in game, all server commands are synchronized with the snapshots. Snapshots is like game frames with all the game data. And yeah, so it will be kind of synchronized in time. But I'll probably use optimized versions. So yeah, need to create an event. Will be public event. Need to create our special event. Add new item class server command executed event. It will be public that inherits from event args, I think, and it will have some fields like string command, with a public accessor, getter, and internal setter. Command and arguments, I think. So we'll use some we will use this command public, this special command class, and make its constructor internal, and also we won't let to create command class with the with no parameters, with default constructor. And yeah, only accessible fields will be arc count and arc variable. Arc, yeah. So let's get back to let's get back to server command execute and public command arguments get internal set. Looks okay. And net client, no, cgame, it will be an event with this type and with the event handler that takes this event. No, event handler. Let's name it then server command event arcs. Yeah, it also renamed file. And then the event itself will be named server command executed. Okay, yeah. And we will call this event once server command is executed. Let's say, oh, this server command executed. Invoke new. I'll explain what I'm doing. No, invoke new. Okay, invoke this new server command arguments with the command cmd and with the arguments equals command. So what I did here, we execute event called server command executed. Yeah, in C# you call an event something like it's a verb and it's in past, so something happened. So by naming you can understand this event. And we have to do here is execute that event and put in question here. We check if it's null, and if it's not null, then we actually execute that command with that server command arguments. And then we done with the interface, and we'll go back to chat view model. And here we have to start the game client, and then we'll try to execute some commands. but we have to get back to seriality model because yeah, it will have an error for run because we don't manually run anymore. We just have to start because we made this interface start, and server browser is started. So we just we just started it manually before, but now we made a special method to start it inside itself. It actually does task run as well, but with some canceling, etc. So uh, yeah, we fixed serverless model. Back to chat view model. We have to go to initialize and start the game client here. It will be some once created field, will be private read only JK client game client. Yeah, well, it didn't offer me to. Wait, what? Public. Oh, okay. What if I just using JK client? Okay. It just thinks JK client is namespace, but actually it just named the same as namespace, so it has some conflicts. And let's then initialize that field in constructor. It will be game client new JK client. I did the same for in seriality model, right? Yeah, server browser, init server browser in constructor. Yeah, I did the same. And initialize, I do game client start. Oh, also in constructor, I will. Oh, I cannot do it like this. I have to subscribe to events. I create an event, execute it. Yeah, and we have to subscribe to this. Let's subscribe it using extra function. Server command executed. Yeah. If so, and since we subscribe to this, This means that when it tries to get executed, it won't be null and it will actually be executed. If it has no subscribers, then that won't be executed. So what's next? Next we have to we start the client and we try to connect. Yeah, I wanted to add some task connection. I wanted to create connection function as task that I can await until it's connected. Need to get back to JK client, back to connect function. Let's make it sync task. And let's create some let's create some task completion source completion source. Can you use task completion source without a result? I guess no. Okay, that's a bit bold then. It will be just connect task completion source. I'll have to initialize it in connect. How did I do that in server browser? Oh, okay. Wait, how I did it again? Oh, just comparing with it. No, okay. If this is not null, then this try set cancelled. Then I initialize new, yeah. This connect task completion source new. And return. No, yeah, return. Do I have to await? No, I don't. Do I? Yeah, I have to. Okay, return await task and Okay, let's return task boolean. Okay, and then I have to set connected status. I think it's done in the game. Active. No. I probably need to set this connected active when it's active. So yeah, it's gonna be somewhere here. Once it reached, try set result true. And then what? Then I go back to chat model and have to load data. Let me copy paste. Load data like this. It will use game client connect. Connect to address. We will save address in a field. We can just store server list item. Oh wait, it stores server info. Yeah, we can just store server info. Server info. Server info. And we will just assign server info to parameter server info. Yeah. And we will try to connect to server info address to string. Did I override this? No, I didn't. Let me override this. Net address. Public override string. Oh. And it will be will be for each IP. Yeah, string to string, string empty, and to string will be, I better use string builder, but since IP and port is so small pieces, then I'll just use concatenation to regular string, and it's called like once on connection, so it's not a big deal. But when we work with big strings, we better use string builder. So it will be IP to string plus this, and in the end we will just do to string plus port to string. Oh, it has to be it has to be it has to be colon, not dot. So then I better use this, and then I do this. Let's use for then. If I equals 0, so the first item, then if it's not the first item, then we add dot. Yes, sounds okay. Back to Cherry model. To string is overridden. Yeah. So it will be bool connected. Oh, yeah, maybe we just have to subscribe when we are connected. That's more logical. Probably also need to let's put breakpoint here, chatter model, serialistic model. I wanted to also okay, we connected. Now we'll wait some connection. Yeah, now we need to parse out um, server commands. We created server command executed method that subscribe to this event, and then we will do the following. If let's simplify it. String cmd event command. Yeah, it's defined here, command and arguments. Also, a command is the first argument in arguments, so we need to keep this in mind. It's like copy pasting, but accessing command first. It's like more easy interface, easier. Then we just do string. Oh, how do we compare? We compare using string compare. If it's chart, compare true, that means we ignore case, so it may be chart, so it also the same command. If it's chart, then we probably do some parsing of this. Also, it's parsed in event arguments, and let's see how it's done in original game. Chart. Oh, I know. Where server command notification. I'll press start. Chart, tchart, team chat, location chat, team location chat. So here we parse escape character. Oh, we'll have to remove escape character. Okay, we need to write some parser. I'll use original game as a reference. But for now, let's create chat items. It will be chat items, so like this, every chat message will be an item, because it will be a list as well. So need to create, add new item. A second. It will be chat item view model class. It won't have any changes. Probably. Serial list vmodel. Serial list item. I for some reason made all of those properties changeable, but now I'm thinking, why? Only connection status could be connection and players. Okay. And to make every property changeable, I have to use setProperty, and setProperty is defined in MvvmCross. But in chat item, let's look at UI. Nothing is changeable. When it's set, it will never be changed. So we cannot edit messages in Jedi Academy. So in the end, it will be just nickname and the message. And then we'll make something like two public properties, name and message. Oh, and probably message type public string name. Public string message. Those things like brackets, like rounded brackets, square brackets, or no brackets, will be part of name, and everything until two colon will be counted as username, and everything else player name, and everything else will be message player name. Chat item has player name and message. Okay, let's get back to chat view model. Let's put it in the beginning so I don't spend time finding it. And here we have to create a property of items. It will be observable collection, since we will add chat messages from time to time. So it's gonna be full property. with the type MvX observable collection of type chat item view model and it will be just items. And items. Yeah. And no spacing. And we have to initialize it. Let it be just empty. And all we'll do is just add chat item VM, and we have to parse chat command first. So let's make some parser. Let's make it a separate function. Why is it defined here? Let's define it somewhere here. Private but then just add the chat. I don't know. It receives command. No. It receives command. Yeah, like this. Command. And let's parse it out. Let's see how it's done in original game. In original game, the whole text is contained in the chat text is contained in first argument. Zero argument actually contains chat. So first argument contains the whole message, including name and the message. And to detect if it's the end of a message, to detect where player name is placed in the message, and to detect when the actual message starts, we have to find this colon, but you may say, what if player name has colon, right? Because if you find colon in player name, then we just assume that half of name is player name and the other half is the message. No, we have to find not just colon, we have to find special colon that has escape character that is defined like this. So in hex it's 19. What is in ASCII this? "19" in hex. It's end of medium, some special character. Yeah, it's something from printing typing machines. Okay, so we have to use this special character that value is a 19 in hex, but we need to find the same value in UTF-16 because the game because C# uses UTF-16 encoding in strings in char data type and character. So we have to yeah, simple as that. So they actually map them the same, but instead of 1 byte it's 2 bytes. Yeah, 16 is 2 bytes. Yeah, I'll have to use it like this. Wait, C has Unicode support? Oh, I mean UTF-16 support. Okay, so I just have to find escape character and escape character colon and space. Then I'll find actual separation of player name and the message, as I found here, chat text. So I'll find the same in this parser. So add to chat. Let's call add to chat from here, send in arguments. And then since the whole message with the player name and actual message is in the first argument, as we found here, yeah, we copy first argument to text. Then I just have to get full message sum variable, get command arg v first. Yeah, and then I have to I'm using I don't like this. Let me reference this. It will show error, yeah. And let's fix it using connection status. And all the JK client will have explicit naming because it matches the name and it doesn't understand it's a class because it thinks it's a namespace. Why are you creating new namespace? So we have to use new namespace and new class. I mean new namespace dot class to access actual class. Yeah, and we have to return load data here. And initialize and load data will try to connect, and if connect, then let's put a breakpoint if actually connected. Get rid of JK client from here. Yeah. So we get full message. Now we have to find index of index of separation of player name and player name and message. So it will be separator and full message index of, can I use string? Yeah, index of u u 0019 and this. Once I find index of this, but it will actually find index of this this character. Then I have to do +1 and +1. So actual message will start index of this +2. So I have to do this if separator less than 0, so it means it didn't find index of this separation. Then we just return, we don't add anything. We can throw an exception, but let's just ignore this. And now we have to split full message to player name and message. Player name will be okay. As I said, we have to increment actual separation by 2. This 1, 2. Maybe we need 3 because we'll start from 3. Yeah, let's do 3. And we will how long have I been streaming? 2 hours. I hope I can end it within 1 hour. I'm already hungry. So player name will be substring all full message starting from the beginning. What am I doing? Full message substring from the beginning to separator. I'm afraid when I convert bytes to this string that character is not actually converted, but let's see if I'm right or wrong. So it will never be parsed correctly. But anyways, I'll eventually do this correct, so I have to continue. So, and replace every special end of medium character with string empty. Okay, let it be string. So we will get rid of those symbols and do the same for message, but substring will be from separator to a full message length -1 and minus separator. I'm not sure about -1, but let's see. And replace this. I could actually do replacing. Oh, if I do replacing before substring, then separator will be offset. We don't need this. Yeah, we have to replace after substringing. So and now we can just items, add new chat item VM. Oh, and send a player name and a message, and go back to here. Let's create a constructor, public chat item VM string their name string message, and assign them to player name and a message. All right. Okay, so we created a view model that we created it yesterday, but today we kind of made a first stage of completion. We start game client. We create it. We start it. We load data from it using trying to connect. And once we connect it, we subscribe to server commands and try to catch chat command. And once we capture chat command, we parse it out and add to chat list. Chat list is observable collection, and it's a property that will bind to this list. So now we have to create a view for this. At first, let's add OCRASTD font. I think it's standard font. System. No, personalization fonts. Oh, yeah, it's standard font. It's OTF. I'm not sure if Android supports OTF. Oh, I think it does. TTF, TTC, OTF, XML. Okay, fine. Can I access that folder? Fonts. Oh, it's it loads old control panel. Yeah, good. Let's place it to resources, font, copy. Let's close it. OCR is standard. Yeah. Then go back to Visual Studio. Font. existing item, resources, font, and let's create an XML file. Can I exclude from project? No, let's, okay, add existing item, and add new XML file. It will be OCRASTG XML. Wait, it's regular. Let's then exclude it again. Let's rename it to regular. Let's add it again. I could probably rename it right here. And let's just copy paste something from Ergo to OCR a std. We'll have only one. It will be OCR std regular. Then let's check. It has weight 500ths and style normal. Oh, yeah. We added font, and now let's go to styles. Style chat text. Let's define color first. Chat text. I don't know what it should be, but let's say it's gonna be just full green. No, it should be white. Let it be just white. What if someone doesn't have color codes in their names? So their names are shown as white, right? So default chat text will be white, and it's gonna be FF. Chat text. Then we go back to styles. We add this something like chat text column chat text. Chat text size. What is the size? Size is 11. SP, and chat text 11 regular will be for OCR std regular. So yeah. Okay, we created some styles. I think I don't need anything else. Yeah. We have to go to... Let's create an item like this. It will be... layout, add chat item. Oh. What? Add item. I added XML file, but I actually had to add Android layout. Property. Android resource. Property. Okay, fine. Okay. Adding regular XML counted as adding Android layout. I thought it has some different property. Okay. Well, it's wrong. Okay, let's delete it then and add it properly. New item, Android layout, chat item. In design, the message and the name are placed really close to each other, but length, but margin between previous message and name is 2 and 2. Yeah, so I have to create linear layout with the... it will be vertical, right? With the text view, and it will be it will match parent by width. It will wrap content. Let's copy something that I already did in serverlist item, I guess. Go back. Match parent. Text layer. Other one. Style is chat text 11 that I created in styles. This, it has font OCR STD regular, size 11, and color is chat text that is white. It's not generated yet, so it doesn't have proper preview. And no ellipsizing. So if a user has really long name, like 64 characters, it will go to another string. No ellipsizes, no limit by lines. So let's say it has a really long name, it will go to the second line. We won't cut it. And let's copy namespaces. Yeah. Now has tools and app, and text will be bound to player name as it's defined in chat item view model. Player name and message. So, and what I also have to mention, uh, chat population goes from bottom. So when first chat message appears, then it will go from the bottom. So items population will go from bottom to top, unlike regular list, like in serial list, from top to bottom. So this means I have to add margin between name and previous message to the top of this. So it will be like layout. Oh yeah, I have to put it inside a frame layout with copied namespaces with copied layout like this, and with copied. Oh, also it has to have wrap content, because we want to, by height, want to have our item as small as possible by height. Yeah, as you can see, it now has border limited by text inside. If I set it back, you can see border takes the whole screen. So having this, I can now add some layout margin top. It will be 2 dp as is in graphics design. Yeah, 2 name and previous message 2. As you can see, it added some border there. It's offset a bit, and that's all, I think. And it's player name text view, and it will be message, as it's property defined in chat item player name and message. And since I want names to be formatted with the colors, colorful like this, then I have to use text formatted, and value converter color text. I think I name it like this. Value converter is color text. Yeah, it will convert our text with the color codes to text formatted with actually applying those color codes to characters. So it will also be applied here. Color text. Yeah, seems fine. It will be message. Let's copy from here. Looks fine to me. Yeah, and contain and margins like 2020 2020 from all the sites will be actually padding of a list container that will contain all the items, and it will be done in chat page layout. So let's go back to chat page. Oh, and this item doesn't have any background, it's transparent. So we did it transparent. Go to chat page. Here we add some, let's copy from server list page. We'll add recycler view to here. Oh, it went copy into loading. We define a recycler view that will be put in the whole page. It will have padding of 20 dp. It will have clip to padding, so when scrolling then items won't be cut by padding, they will go under the padding and under this element. When you scroll, then the closest element to top or bottom padding will be scrolled until this element instead of until padding and cut from here. So yeah, item will be chat item, and clicking on item is not defined, at least for now, and we will just bind item source to items, and items are defined in chat view model. So binding context for chat page will be chat view model, and it will provide items property, and every item in items property will be binding context for chat item. So items will translate every item as binding context for chat item. So every property like player name and message will be passed here because they're defined in chat item. I told it in previous streams, but I'll just repeat in case of remembering. So yeah, and now I have to set population from bottom. I think I googled this before, I haven't done this before. Android recycler view population from bottom. Can I do this from XML? Or I have to do? I'm not sure. Oh. Items population. Maybe just reverse layout. What if I use just recycler? Does it have a property reverse Yeah, reverse layout. True. Good. And let's set it back MvX with sidecar view. I hope it works. No, yeah, it will work. I did everything. I hope. Let's clean for make sure. Oh, let me connect to my device. OCR. Oh, to test chat I actually have to connect to the game. And probably set some um, oh, remote 3. Quit. Need to set some scaling options so it change DPS settings application. Oh, it's very small, but not a big deal. Let's connect to Oracle. Oh, I'm gonna find Oracle all the time. Oracle. I need to add some filtering for testing at least. It's server list item. Oh no, server list view model. Server listing model. And where about Oracle, where host, where server host, oh, server name, server name contains Oracle without W because we have to, because they're color codes, and it will be, it won't be just Oracle, it will have something like 7 Oracle and W. So let's just find Oracle without W. Yeah. We just got from all the items a server, or a list of servers, but it's gonna be probably only one server with Oracle in server name. Okay, let's see if it works. Yeah, let's go to this server, trying to connect. Assetless client connected. Connected, true. It's frozen. Yeah, true. Continue. Let's try to see if chat works. If it catches anything. Test. No, it doesn't work. Is that event gets executed? Test. No. Okay, let's go more deeply. Maybe it's not even called. Wait, why? Maybe my... Did it throw an exception? Where is it? Net client. Oh, maybe it did. Let's we don't need to restart. We have to just go back and start again. Yeah, it throws an exception. Let's see where. Count. And probably I catch that exception here, no? Oh, it's supposed to be captured here, but it wasn't. Okay, let's see where that exception happened. It happened at system array copy. JK client C game 168 string. 168 is this. Is it because of encoding? Well, why? Okay, let's try again. Continue. Go back. Let's try again. String data. It happens right in the first copying. Continue. Go back again. But why? S is data count 1, I is 0, length is maybe one attempted to access an element as a type incompatible. Oh. Element that is incompatible. String as byte. We convert dup, where is defined, byte array. We convert it to array, then as byte, and it used to work. Continue. Go back. Copy. Why am I converting it here even? Cannot I just copy? Again the same, right? Can you stop freezing, please? Thank you. I hope this error, this exception won't take 1 hour to resolve, as I was solving a kind of simple issue for more than an hour or so. So it has to copy as byte to as byte, but it is to work. Array copy. I use it a lot. Maybe on Android, since it's Android, actually it's mono runtime. The realization of array copy and conversion like this doesn't work comparing to .NET framework. I think mono framework acts differently, so I have to explicitly convert I did this before somehow, I don't remember. The rest array copy is just straightforward, only if you once use this SB. Okay, let's try to DUP SB. What if I do it like this? Var DDUP equals like this. Array of S byte. Let's see if it works. I knew some platform dependent things like this, like mono runtime and I don't know how runtime is called on Windows. Let's just call it frameworks. Or just Google and we indicated it's called just CLR, yeah. Common language runtime. As I thought. I actually thought. So anyways, connected. Thrown anyways. Yeah. It can be casted, but it cannot actually copy. Okay, then let's, I don't know. Just do Marshall copy. Something like this. Marshall copy. It's from to source destination, and let's compare to array copy. Source destination, I think. Yes, source destination. On C, destination goes first, then source. On C#, source goes first, then destination. Let's just go with fixed. Yeah, let's just, I don't know, fix it. As byte. No, it's gonna be byte. Bidup. dupe. Int pointer. That's it, right? No offset. Copy. This, oh, destination has to be byte. Do it have some overrides? I mean, yeah, it has a lot of overrides. Oh, it either source pointer or destination pointer. Okay, fine, okay. Let's go with this then. We'll copy dupe to sbyte. Let's call it, I don't know, string data. No offset. Copy source. Oh, start index is 0. Oh, so it was fine. It doesn't have... Oh, since it's a pointer, then I have to just offset string data. String data plus data count. Right? Right. Or left. Oh, let's simplify it. Like... well, okay. Int pointer. Yeah, we have set pointer with data count and copy this value to this value offset by data count. And we don't offset, and we offset this value by 0, so we just copy from start. Okay, let's see if it works. No more exceptions. So, test. Oh. Oh, it works. No, no you. I need you. Okay, I don't need -1. It works, but population goes from top. I wanted it to go from bottom. Yay, it works. Um, Isn't it a bit small? It's just me. Oh, it's designed like that. Let's compare. This looks fine. Yeah, size of chat message is the same as the engine. Your message is, oh, it's cached. Okay, but there is problem. There's problem. They are popped from top. I need them to pop from bottom. I mean, populate. Stack from end. Stack from end. Chat page. Stack from end. Oh yeah, true. Reverse slash stack from end. See illustration here. Oh, no. No, I don't need. Thanks, LG. Set orientation. Stack from end, reverse layout. Okay, let's see. Oh, nothing will work. Build cancel. Because I have to use weeks. Yeah, I know. Deploying fence. Stop freezing. MvvmCross recycler view. Now it will work. It's again on the top. It's supposed to appear from bottom. I mean, I have to be happy it actually works, but I'm not happy. uh, Actually, inside myself, I'm really happy it works. So what? I don't know. Google says I'm doing it right. Maybe those... Oh, I know what I need to do. Probably. I need to set layout manager explicitly. Probably. I remember I did it somehow. Let's see how I did it. Wow, I thought everything crashed. Android recycler view set layout manager in XML. Like this, I guess. Let's try. I just think reverse layout and stack from end don't work because thanks LG, because I didn't set layout manager, but I think linear layout manager is just default manager, no? I remember I set layout manager and only set it horizontal back in time, but I don't remember. Okay. Again from top. Okay, let's try this from code. Since I have ID for this recycler view in this chat page layout, I can access to this view in code using this ID. So chat page is used in chat fragment. Yeah, resource layout chat page. And on view created, I can access that view using var recycler view find view by ID mvx recycler view. And we'll provide ID resource ID Wix recycler view. Yeah. So we access this recycler view. Now we have to create a layout manager. We create new linear layout manager. And we set some context as this. Orientation is linear layout manager vertical. Yeah, it's a constant. And reverse layout true. And then we recycler view set layout manager. Yeah, set this layout manager. Right? What doesn't it like? Cannot convert. Oh, this context, or just context. And let's get rid of this to make sure it doesn't overwrite. Oh, else also how they use it. Set stack from end. Stack from end chat. Chat fragment, where is it? Chat fragment. Let's put it in the beginning. Layout manager. Stack from end. True. Alright. And let's make it in object initialization. Yeah, like this. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, it works. Does it? But why? Okay, maybe I have to use it. Oh, I have to check if this actually called, and let's reverse layout true. Orientation linear layout manager vertical. So we set it here, and we're also setting it here. And let's see if it's applied. Yeah, it's set. Maybe I just need to clean caches again. Okay. I don't. Why? Maybe I need only one thing to be set, like the reverse layout false. Actually, false. I also wanted to try one thing. Yeah. What if I add next message? Yes! Oh my god. And what about colorful message? Oh, it's because I don't catch tchart. Let's try to catch tchart. And try a thing that I wanted to try. So chart view model. Compare if it's chart or if it's team chart, tchart. Then what? Then we'll parse it out, but also I wanted to create game client with name let's say Jedi Knight. Sign Jedi Knight. Yeah. Let's see if this works. So now we have to say Jedi Knight connected. I called it Jedi Knight because default name in Jedi Academy is Padawan. So we kind of evolved version of Padawan. Probably have to be just Jedi, but let it be Jedi Knight. Yeah, Jedi Knight connected. Good, cool. Yeah, it works. And let's say hi. Wow. Out of bounds exception. Oh, maybe I guess I have to use invoke a main thread. So that means uh, every message will be synchronized well with the UI thread. Because it seems like it tried to add a new item at the same time simultaneously from different events, I think. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. Also, I want to try another thing. Mm. Oh. It's supposed to probably scroll to bottom after every new message, but it works. It really works. I think it has to have higher padding. I'll talk about this with my girlfriend, who is responsible for the graphics design. Let's look at MvvmCross source. Regex recycler view. Works recycler adapter. Get item. On items source collection change. Notify dataset. I could use this. New items count. Add, move, replace, remove, reset. Notify. Cycler view. Adapter. Wait. Cycler view. Adapter. Yeah, if adapter is not explicitly defined, okay, seems like it has default MvvmCross recycler adapter. Okay, so or I could just use adapter. I can do var adapter view MvvmCross recycler adapter. And what's second? Oh, binding context. Do I have to provide binding context? Current. I guess I can just bind in context. Yeah, bind in context. Android binding context. MvvmCross Android binding context. We are casting binding context to Android binding context. So adapter, we created adapter. We assign this adapter. I'm not sure where we need properties assignment. We don't. Adapter Uh, oh, I have to subscribe. Um, am I overcomplicating it? Okay. Just recycler adapter. Right, notify. Um, I guess data set changed. Event and it has to call base, so it has to actually call add-in. If it also has to notify that something added. If oh, I mean if event action equals add, then we just can let's have a constructor scroll to bottom, public scroll to bottom, recycler adapter mvx just recycler. Oh, okay, mvx recycler view, recycler view, and it will have a field private let's just make it more readable. Private read only. Alex recycler view, recycler view, this recycler view, recycler view, and then recycler view, scroll to recycler view, scroll oh yes, smooth scroll to position. And position will be event, new items, count -1. Only if new items is not null, and new items not null. New items is iList, so iList interface has count property. Yeah, right. This create scroll to bottom recycler adapter. Maybe I have to actually scroll to 0. No, all new items added to the bottom. Okay, yeah. Adapter. Oh, IMVX Android binding context and base class binding context. Right? Right. Recycler view. Okay, let's make it, yeah. I hope it works. doesn't scroll, but does it? But is it cold? Is it even cold? Yeah, it's cold. Count 1. Oh, it's count of new items. Event. New starting index, all starting index, old items. What? Event, new items. Can I just access recycler view items count 30? Yeah, I can just access this, I guess. Or I can just do new starting index. Yeah, and let's check. Oh, check if new starting index is more or equal 0. What? Yeah, it works. Okay. Thanks for watching for today.